G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Today we are watching another one of EGC's Elite Classic games because I tell you what, they've been absolute bangers so far and I'm confident this one will be as well. And of course, we get ourselves something a little bit fun. Once again, I swear there's been a pattern of Dark Age games lately, hasn't there? It feels like every single game we've got Dark Age play, and I gotta say, I like it. I like the shift. The meta has definitely changed, and I'm noticing. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's introduce our players for today's morning in the north of the map. In the color yellow, playing as the Byzantines, representing Team Volta Esports, it's Anatan. And on the south side of the map, in the color red, playing as the House of Lancaster, it's Puppy Paw. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a caster game. We are on Dry Arabia here in this group stage game of the Elite Classic number 3. Of course, I'm loving this. If you're loving it, if you're liking it, at the very least, could you leave a like down on the video below? Really helps out with the traction of the channel. Now, of course, we do see on the other side of the map that Anatan is spotting out what his opponent is up to. He sees these spears on the way, and he knows there is a risk that he loses these early berries, and I suspect he probably will. Now, keep in mind, he's got a way that he can defend through Akratoid defenses. However, once it's been used, then you can't really use it again for quite some time. It's got a pretty big cooldown on it. You can't actually see. I think it works out to be about 90 seconds after the debuff wears off. So about 120 seconds in total. But Spearman's going to come through. Don't expect him to use Akratoid defenses straight away. Expect him to try and bait this Spearman back. You can see the town center provides a pretty little decent amount of coverage here. It's going to be enough coverage, at least for the early stages. Now, I think for Puppy Paw, if he could bring a villager up here to get an outpost down, he could definitely do some work because we do have the deer here as well. So, you know, you're kind of killing two birds with one stone, and now Akratoid defenses was then popped. I still feel like it was a bit of a bait, and you can see now it's gone on cooldown. Got the timer on it, 20 seconds left, so indeed it's about 30 seconds, and we don't see any villager coming through. In fact, only opening up with the 2 spears. He's going to have to wait out for those Akratoid defenses, but still, I think that that Anatan's getting some decent value here in the sense that this mill is not going to waste just yet. Nice little bait once again. I think that Puppy Paw did a really good job in getting the Akratoid defenses out nice and early because they've worn off now, and that time frame, you can see it. In fact, it's going to be 2 minutes from the time that the cooldown drops, so 2.5 minutes basically from the time you click the button, which is a very long time. Spears coming through, doing very well on just angling to make sure that no damage is being done. These berry bushes, of course, a little bit harder to play around compared to something like the Gold Vein. Gold Vein, very easy to play around on the defense, whereas the berry bushes here, not so much, but really good control early on. Hippodrome going to be coming down, or rather, Hippodrome going to be coming down. There we go. So, sorry, do I have to shift these guys around? I do have to shift these guys around. Sorry, there we go. I was wondering, that makes a lot of sense as to why I went down to the south to look for the Hippodrome. But we do now start to see, okay, interesting decision. So Lancaster Castle coming up on the stone, not going to be coming up on the gold. So already we're starting to see a bit of a variation. Interestingly, leaving 2 vills over on the gold as well. So not bringing vills over onto the stone just yet. So we'll keep an eye out on what the plan is for those. Meanwhile, towards that north side of the map, of course, the Hippodrome was pretty much destined from the very beginning of this game, right? You open up with a mill, it doesn't, like, where are you putting the Grand Winery? You've already gathered up all that olive oil that was in here, and he's at 425 at the moment. So got enough for the Keshiks. But look at this, being very cheeky, being very annoying, just kind of splitting up the deer as much as he can. Knows it's obviously the enemy's deer, so at the end of the day, it's not that important as to, you know, pushing it all the way back to his base. What's important is that it's not going to be easy for the enemy to gather. And really bad hunt positions here for Anatan today. Can we just respect this for a moment? So here's the base of Anatan. Here's the base of Puppy Paw. And Anatan has got double deer in the front of the base, compared to Puppy Paw, who's got double deer at the back of the base. Now, it looks like, fortunately for Anatan, he's already come through and actually eliminated all the deer here, so they can't be pushed. He knows that the early spears have come out, and they've got quite a lot of utility in them, in the sense that when it comes to those early spears, you don't have to just attack with them. You can also use them for defense. And interestingly, he left the 1 deer here alive. Is this, maybe there's a chance that he's hoping that Puppy Paw sees this on the minimap and then just like right clicks down here and just sort of brings the spearman down? Is that the play? Age up about to come through. Only the 2 vills on the landmark. Very late age ups here coming through right now for both of these players. Anatan going to be the first one up. 5 minutes and 1 second. So quite a late age up here. Now moving back out to the berry. So going to be looking to gather these back up. We'll check in with Anatan. Or rather, with Puppy Paw. And I want to know more about the gold villages and the fact that they're gathering. Because in my mind, it doesn't really make sense to leave the vills on gold, right? Like, to me, it makes more sense to stack up all your vills on stone, on wood, and then get your manas out ASAP. Like, to me, that makes the most sense. But here you can see a very intentional leaving of 2 villagers on gold. 3rd villager now coming out, rallying out to the gold. So going to be looking to try and get a lot more manas out of this. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the man go for a 9 mana opening here. It will be dependent on the opponent and what the plan is there. But at this stage, it looks like it's going to be a pretty simple opening here coming out from Anatan. Going to be following up with the racks after the Hippodrome, so could get aggressive very, very soon. Now, of course, Puppy Paw is going to spot this out. He knows exactly what the enemy's up to. No second TC. Going to be coming down in sight just yet. Only the 2 vills, 3 vills now on stone for Anatan, his opponent. Just to give you guys a little bit of a personal update in my life, drink for this evening, mixing it up a little bit. I don't know if I've given you guys an update yet where we've had this one. Strawberry milk, and we're sitting down. And I'll be honest with you, I poured myself a strawberry milk and I sat down and I got ready to cast this game because, well, it's an EGC game. And by the time I loaded the game, the strawberry milk was finished. So technically, we're not drinking strawberry milk. 6 minutes 30? I mean, this is 6 minutes 30 off the racks opening, right? Like, so don't be surprised that this man is coming down at 6:30. We also see that upgrade coming through as well. So he's now up to a total of 6 that he can put down. Still, unit number not growing. That's the other thing to note here. We're not growing with our unit number. We're not training any more units on the side of the Byzantines. So, interesting opening so far from Anatan. What's the focus here? It definitely seems to be on systems, like he's added in the 2nd system, but that's a small little detail. We do now start to see the Hippodrome coming in. He's adding in a 3rd system as well, so definitely looking to boost that up. So is that the play? He's looking to try and get all 5 systems up, perhaps. Maybe that's the angle he's going for. Puppy Paw now looking to secure up the gold with an outpost. Definitely the smart call. Mana number 3 is online. That's going to be mana number 4. Now putting that down as well. Horseman going to be chasing the scout away, going to be leaving Puppy blind with no vision here, unless these spears can get out in time, and indeed, from the side of Anatan, he manages to spot it just in time. Scout looking to regroup here, needs to be cautious about its approach. Fortunately, he is paying attention, trying to bring that horseman through. Scout now going to be heading out over towards the west, so he knows exactly... Oh, a mercenary house on that. Okay, I was wondering what was going on because it was like there was no units coming out. There was only a single system. It's like, where's all the resources going? That's where all the resources are going. He's going into Sipahi. So 450 olive oil going to be coming through on that expense, but he's going to be getting Sipahi. So instead of having to go into horsemen, he's got arguably a better unit right here. So definitely a nice little movement coming out. Now, on the side of Puppy Paw, we begin to see additional tanks underway, mustering the nobles here, looking to bring a couple more military units out onto the field. Now he's only got the 5 manas at the moment, so he's obviously decided, you know what, that's enough for me. I'm just going to leave it there. He could try and rush up a 6th mana, but he's going to need to rush it with about 20 vills if he wants to get it up in time to make that muster. 5 seconds to go. He'd probably even need more than that. Yeah, you can see he's trying to rush it. Just cancel it. Yeah, he did cancel it. Oh, well done, Puppy Paw. Well done. I'm impressed. Yeah, people haven't really worked out. So, like, basically, you can click the button and build it with 3, and you'll always make it. So basically, like, if you build you click that and then start building your last mana with 3 vills, it will get up every time. It'll have about 2 seconds to spare as well. Because we can see right here, it takes 30 seconds to build that bad boy. Age up, about to get dropped down and attend. Now, rather Puppy Paw. Why am I confusing their names so much here? I think it's because there's the vertical. Is that? Oh my! Look at this white tower. Look at this white tower. So he's determined that, you know what, I can put this white tower down here and there's nothing that you can do about it. Because normally you'd be very scared about putting down a white tower, but we do see it's going to be an age up on the other side. Both players looking to open with a castle age approach here. And interesting from the side of Puppy Paw, because from Puppy Paw's side, like, he's essentially played this like Age of Empires 2. When you think about like Age of Empires 2, how do you play that? I mean, it's been a while since I played the game. I'm gonna just caveat with that, but like back in my day, it was all about Drush FC. That was all you did. I mean, it wasn't all you did, but it was like one of the key components of how to play Age of Empires 2. There's obviously more than one strategy, but that was definitely one of the favorites, the Drush FC. And what have we seen today? A 10-minute fast castle timing, a beautiful amount of manners that have come down. In fact, both players have invested heavily into their economies. We also see on the side of Anatan the cistern number here looking really nice and healthy. 22% on every single one of these villages in his empire. That is impressive. That is a lot of bonus resources he's going to be gathering, or not bonus resources that he's gathering, but rather a lot of bonus gathering speed for those resources, because those are different things, right? You're not gathering bonus resources. Your gathering rate has increased. Oh my lord, the wolf get +1 to the wolf, -1 to Anatan. Oh my lord. All right, the wolf claims its first victim today. I'd love to see. Every time I think of it, I want to say I would love to see a kill counter down here, just like total kills. 1. That wolf has killed 1 unit this game. You know, sometimes you get wolves that kill like 12 units in a game, and it's those Bronze 2 games where they don't realize they've moved a villager and built a granary somewhere that has got a wolf on it, and then you just never realize because the wolf alarm is just going off the whole time. You're like, what is that annoying sound? And then you look back and everything is dead. The wolves do it. Sipahi now doing a nice little job with the cleanup. It's got a decent number of Sipahi out now, 6. There's more in queue as well. I love the fact that he's hidden it away in the stealth forest. Very cheeky. Now those demi-lancers are out. Gonna be intercepted here. I think I favor the Sipahis over the demi-lancers. Maybe just because they've got quite a bit of reinforcements on the way. Archers, horsemen. We've also got the monks on the way, and indeed, the demi-lancer's gonna have to give that one up. Also got a crossbow out already, able to take out. Big shot coming through, and gets the headshot right there on the retreating demi-lancer. So that was definitely quite a nice fadeaway. Meanwhile, we're right on board with Puppy Paw as he begins to move into the classic House of Lancaster composition that we've seen time and time again. And that, of course, is Spearman Crossbow with just a little bit of Yeoman. No Yeoman just yet. But we do start to see some Earl's Guard coming out, so really looking to focus on infantry, not a whole lot of focus on hobblers. Now, keep in mind, he did not go into the King's College here. We have the White Tower, which means he could be looking to even potentially play into Berkshire a little bit later, so keep that in the back of your mind if we do potentially see Imperial Ages come through. I would suspect that we probably do, just considering how much of a focus we've had on economy already in this game. Both players have been intent on investing into their economies. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not we get it, but I suspect we probably will. Let's check in on that north side as the 5th. I was going to say, and final, but it's not the final. Or at least it doesn't have to be the final. Of course, it could be the final, but we'll just go with the 5th and the final system that needs to be added to the network. How about that? That's going to give him the maximum bonus right there. It's going to fill that water level all the way to the top, and only a single villager is building it, but now Archers on the retreat, on the retreat here, going to be focusing down that front line. Unfortunately, you are running the wrong direction, Mr. Monk. Sipahi now going to be moving forward as well. Not enough archers here to actually one-shot the spearmen. So an unfortunate amount of archers. Ideally, you'd want that number to be roughly between like 12 and 20, just so that you can guarantee that you can one-shot those spearmen out, even if you lose a couple. But unfortunately, it's not. It's not even double digits really yet. How many is he on? No, he's on 10 or 11. But only just grabbing those reinforcements now. You can see them coming through those last little ones. But so far, a little bit of action. Relic count 3 versus 2. So going to be favoring Anatan, not going to be favoring Puppy Paw here. I think maybe the reason why I'm having a little bit of trouble with these guys is I'm sitting quite close to my monitor. It's not that I'm sitting close to my monitor. It's that my monitor is close to me. I was trying something out a bit earlier, and I didn't put it back. So there we go. I've put it back. That's much better. I can see the mini-map. I can see the names at the top. That makes it much easier for me to see things. So there you go. I'm still kind of working out my setup. I don't know. I mean, obviously, you guys know I've got a sit-stand desk. It's a sit desk. It's also a stand desk. We're sitting at the moment. But yeah, I'm still like working out exactly how I want to put stuff down. I found it a bit awkward because like I've got autism, and one of the big things is like sensory. So I get really annoyed by like little things to do with like touchy-feely. And so like on the edge of mouse pads, as an example, they have this weaving, and oh my lord, it drives me crazy, dude. It's just like it keeps rubbing up against my wrist, and I don't know how to stop it. So I have to like buy these specific mouse pads that don't have the weaving on the edge, but they only come in real specific sizes. It's one of those first world problems. I apologize. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, if anyone's got any mouse pad suggestions, let me know, because at the moment it's pretty much like Razer mouse pads, and that's that's it. There's one Razer mouse pad that gets made, and it's like 120 centimeters by 65, which is that's like 4 feet by 3 feet. No, 4 feet by 2 feet for you Yanks out there who don't get the magic numbers I'm talking about. Anyway. That's the problem in Drongoland. You know, as a YouTuber, your biggest problem is like the textures of your mouse pad, and I mean, it's just come on, Drongo, read the room, mate. Read the room. Anyway, you guys know where I'm coming from. That's just gamer complaints. Let's take a look at the production that's coming out here. Some nice production that we're starting to witness. Also, mana number improving. How many are we on? We're at 7 out of 9 at the moment, so he's definitely brought through that final upgrade. Got the cap of 9. We'll check in with Anatan and see how he's doing, because his network is starting to look really good. How many is this? Is this another one? Is it just me? 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's indeed added a 6th one up here. So that is impressive. 26% now going to be coming out on these fills. So he's getting some real numbers when you consider it. Like, these are impressive amounts. He's getting shaft money through actually right now. So you're talking 15% plus another 15, so 30%, and then add the 26 on top of that. So it is a huge amount of bonus gather rate you're getting from those upgrades. Meanwhile, on the south side, meta number continues to rise. Bill count is going to start to improve here for Anatan shortly as the second TC comes through. Now, one thing to note is that to me says Arbitria. Indeed, that is Arbitria that are going to be coming out. That is awesome to see. Anatan is looking really good. He rolled some very good mercs here today. The Arbitria together with the Sipahi, he's invested into both of them. So well done to him. Shout out to him for actually spotting those out, because it can be tough. You know, like as an example over here, Muso Fadi and Camel Archer. It's like, no, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Whereas here, he's got like Arbitria Sipahi. Much better. In fact, you know, that's one thing that I don't think I've ever seen. Has Beastie done a video on like a mercenary tier list? Because like, that should totally be a thing. I mean, it's probably been done, right? The mercenary tier list. I guess it changes, right? As balance changes, as meta changes. But one in consideration. We do have the Shire Levy coming through. So now that we've hit all 9 of our menas, that means that we can actually justify getting the Shire Levy in. Should be 17 yeomen that come out. We don't have the synchronized shot coming through just yet. Have got veterancy on the way. And now underneath the Lancaster castle dives the cavalry of the Byzantines. Some decent numbers starting to build up. Decent coverage. Let's go with coverage. Decent coverage starting to build up over here on that north side of the map. Walls starting to come up. He's linking the trees, playing connect the dots, something I love to do personally. You can see all of these dots out here. I don't know why I didn't connect this dot. This dot, connect the dot to the dots. You got to connect the dot. Anyway, he's connected the dots across here, down towards this angle. This one's probably going to need to be covered up shortly. He's gathering from the tree that actually builds the bridge. That builds the wall, rather. But up towards that top side. Arbitria now, well and truly being made aware. He's also got the mercenary house in here that he has spotted. You can see he's going to try and siege it down. He wants to get into position first. He's dealing with raids at home. 2 to 3 relics is the final count. It was a little bit of contest as to the final number, but in the end, the advantage will obviously rest with Anatan. And Imperial Age is now coming through. It's going to be Wingguard. This is weird. This is weird. He went White Tower into Wingguard. I guess the White Tower was just kind of like... It's one of those things where you put the White Tower down just because you're not sure, right? Like, my enemy could be all-inning me, or my enemy could be going Castle Age themselves, so let's just put the White Tower down and hope that we don't die, right? Like, that's the idea. I mean, the White Tower traditionally, like, we've seen it do a really good amount of work on defense. It's something that you could just continually fall back to, and if the enemy sees the White Tower, they just have to respect it, right? Like, you can't fight underneath the White Tower. You can, but it's one of those things. It's like fighting underneath the Red Palace. We've seen many games where people fight under the Red Palace, and things just don't go well for that attacking army. Sacred Site now approaching. We do have Anatan, who has collected the 3 sacred sites, and we do now begin to see units making their way out as the neutralize the sacred site objective messages come up They're going to continue giving us notifications. Age up is now through, so it's going to be Wingard. Which way does he go? I long for a world where people make Hoblars. Demi-Lancers and Hoblars. I'd love to see it, but there's not a whole lot of point in doing that after going the White Tower, right? Like, it makes sense if you're coming out of the King's College, because King's College is going to give you access to things like Collar of SS. It's going to give you access to the Demi-Lancer charge damage and the extra production speed. So you're missing out on quite a bit here, but still with the Wingard Palace, you're getting quite a bit of production potential. The only thing to note is the Demi-Lance is not as strong as it once used to be. But, you know, just because something's nerfed doesn't mean it's not strong, right? Or not viable. Like, just because you're nerfed, yeah, it might mean that you weren't as good as you were last week, but you could still be good. You could still be busted, right? Like, imagine if the crossbow did 1,000 damage, right? And then they nerfed it from 1,000 damage to, like, 980 damage. It'd still be broken. But people would stop making the crossbows because they do 20 less damage than what they did last week. It's a funny little thing how how the brain works on that kind of thing. I guess at the end of the day, we'd probably just judge it based on what worked and what didn't. But Spearman, a little bit of a raid right now. Age up coming through on the Byzantine side. It's going to be the Foreign Engineering Company. Not sure if I'm really comfortable with how far forward this is. In the very front of the base. Not a whole lot here to defend it. Just a couple palisades wall. You take one bad fight, you're going to lose that bad boy right there. But he's going to commit to it now. Let's check in with the Olive Grove economy and see how we're doing back here for Anatan. 25 olive groves at the moment. So he's started to build up. I love the way he's got this little positioned, or the way that he's managed to put out all of his farms in these little silos. They're really cool. Another cistern coming out over on this large gold vein as well. Keep in mind, he's already gone to the back here. Moving out over towards the east side. Could look to try and get another one out there. And this is one of those things where the change that they made to the cisterns is actually a really good change. Right, like when it came to the cisterns before, you basically didn't make more than 5 cisterns because it was so expensive, right? You paid an increasing cost. It started off at 50, then 100, 150, 200, then 250, and once it got to 250, it just chilled out. It stayed at 250 and it capped there. And what's cool about this is that they've made it so that every cistern now just costs that flat amount, 120. And because of that, it means that you're now able to actually do this. You can get that cistern out, you can connect it to the network. It doesn't feel as prohibitive. And because of that, it's obviously a change in the right direction because we're now seeing players utilize this unique mechanic that identifies, or rather gives identity to a civilization that, you know, previously was something that you had to be cautious about using. And have a look at that infantry number starting to build up. 110 of England's finest, the Lancastrians, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, look at Puppy Paw. He's starting to roll out. Incendiary arrows on the way. Also got Elite Earl's Guard coming through. Now, he's only got 16 of them on the field. But hey, the more the merrier, hey? That's not bad. That's not bad. That's a scary army. God, that's a scary army right there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get that UI out from here. We got one of the scariest armies that you'll ever face. In fact, look at the infantry numbers here. We've got ourselves a bit of a battle beginning to unfold. Mangonel emplacement has come through. I don't know whether or not that's fortified. It looks like it might. No, now it looks like it's fortified. Ladies and gentlemen, elite upgrades have come through as well for the mercenaries. Yeoman firing off. Decent coverage on the back. He's taken out about 5 or 6 of them. Sipahi working together with those cataphracts, looking to try and find a way through. Cataphracts obviously no charge. Spearman just going to fall back for the moment. Yeoman together with the crossbows continue kiting away. Spearman still holding the pocket. Closer now, he's going to get that heal through from his landmark. Reinforcements have made their way to the back. He needs to try and block this choke point with the spears. Beautifully timed. Well done. And now the charge through from the cataphracts. There it is. That's what we were looking for. Big damage onto the back line. Straight through that front line of spearmen. No need for it. And look how quick that cleanup comes through. It doesn't matter how much infantry you've got, Puppy Paw. Get out of my face. Get out of my base, he says. And indeed, Puppy Paw has gotten out of his base and gotten out of his face. Keep now going to get thrown up as quickly as Puppy Paw can potentially put down. Jeez Louise, that did not go well. Wow. Okay, so what went wrong there? We need to dissect that a little bit. I think everything seemed to go relatively well for Puppy Paw up until the charge, but even then it felt like he'd kind of lost a bit of his unit mass in that fight. So was it the archers? Maybe the elite archers are doing pretty well. By the way, these archers look like Varangian guards, don't they? I guess that's just the Varangian, the purple, you know, the Byzantine purple. I guess that's just what it is. I was reading about that today. It's curious. Apparently they got that from a snail. Is that right? Maybe that was the Romans. They got it from a snail. Could you imagine that? That's how they got the purple dye. That's wild, isn't it? Anyway, elite army tactics on the way through for Puppy Paw here. Perhaps that was part of the reason why it all went wrong. Has he got +3? He doesn't have +3, does he? Yeah, he doesn't have +3 yet. That was it. That, you know, if he had +3. Not really. Maybe could have looked to do more hit and run tactics. You know, that's something that's always a bit annoying. He's surely got, like, all the upgrades. The Billman's through. Yeah, the Billman's are all through. So that's all fine. Spots out the enemy units. Now going to fire off. It's a swing and a miss. Puppy Paw comes up empty-handed. That little skirmish, that little engagement. Of course, it goes on cooldown. You can use it again in a couple of seconds. He'll be fine. Let's check in with the economies, though. See how players are doing. In fact, 25 minutes into this game and we haven't had it switched over. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I know there's going to be some complaints in the YouTube comments, so I'm just going to say right now, leave your complaints here, my friends. Let's check in with these economies, see where they're at. So, farm count, 37 on the olive grove count. Looks like we're at 1,800. Call it 2,800. Oh, geez, Louise, that's 4,700. Is that right? 4,700. That's a decent amount of income. Meanwhile, on this side, you're looking at about 3.7k. So definitely advantage towards Anatan. Did I count that right? No, I didn't. I didn't count that right. It's that's like 4k. Sorry, I don't know what I was counting. My maths is not the best, especially not on a Sunday. Technically, it's a Monday right now for me. But numbers are building for Anatan. Infantry has definitely fallen off for Puppy Paw at this point. How does Puppy Paw beat the Byzantine army, though? I think that's my question, and it looks like the answer is he's going to just keep throwing out and hoping. He's just going to throw these occasional haymakers right now. The Yeomen, of course, teeing off with their synchronized shot. And now, 200 out of 200 for Anatan. Economy's solid. Military number only increasing. Oh, by the way, we totally forgot we got this bad boy as well to consider, the olive oil. So we should also consider that in our equations. Let's check in on that east side. Yeoman just working down this position. Sacred Site number 1 is walled in. Sacred Site 2, not so fortunate. Sacred Site 3, definitely not the case. And we've got additional mercenary houses. Look at this. He's putting down so many mercenary houses here. Wait, is he still not yet to actually choose a side on mercenaries? He's just happy with these two right here. I mean, at least he's got his contract upgraded. So we can give him that. Siege Workshop now going to be coming out. Which way does Anatan go here? I was thinking Bombard or Mango. It's got to be one of the two, right? Bombard. Yeah, okay. So Bombard's going to be dealing with the keeps. And there's a lot of keeps. Now, keep in mind, he does have in play that increase to the Earl's Guard damage. At the moment, they got 14 plus 7. Now, that's going to be 1. That's going to be 2. That's going to be 3. I don't know if he's got a 4th keep down just yet. But, oh my lord, that's an army and a half right there. In fact, both of these players looking pretty good, looking pretty thick. And now, towards the keep, the defense comes through. There's not many spearmen for him. He needs to block. And now, once again, the landmark upgrade, the landmark boost coming in. Let's head into the cinematic mode as the Yeoman fire off. They focus off. Spearman number looking a lot healthier in this battle as the cavalry try their best to get through that front line, but I think he's going to be able to hold this, just judging by the fact there are so many spearmen here trying to find a way through, and now just a single cataphract charges in. He's like, yeah, I got this. Nah, bro, I don't think you got this, but I tell you what, I think your boys have got this. Have a look at the number of cav that continues to rampage through. Keep is still working its magic on that front line, and now the Yeoman trying to focus down each one of these cavalry units. Yeoman firing off towards that back line with the synchronized shot, continuing to make their way back towards the safety of the base. Have we got the White Tower? Yeah, there's the White Tower. Once again, going to fall back towards... Well, not once again. It's for the first time in this game. They're going to be heading towards that White Tower. White Tower's going to do plenty of damage while these raiders attempt to convert a little bit of their positioning into an economic gain. But of course, Puppy Paw is going to be here, is going to be well and truly aware of their presence and not going to allow that to happen, or at least not... He's going to try not to allow that to happen. You never know. Yeomen have moved forward. A couple of vills do go down. Looks like about 3 or 4 so far. Number's going to continue to climb. Pushing back towards that front, and it becomes such a hard egg to crack. You know, it's like a tortoise shell, isn't it, at the end of the day, that you're fighting up against. A turtle shell, perhaps, would be a reasonable way to say it. And look at this, another town center going to be coming down here at the 29-minute mark. So very late town center here, but obviously appreciates the fact that, you know, I've lost some villagers this game, that is for sure. And I need to continue scaling. And that's the truth. That's the harsh truth. He's got a lot of free resources that he is generating. Ooh, that's an interesting decision right there. We see the cannon now coming out from the Foreign Engineering Company. Spearman. Single spearman. Tries to tank the horde of cavalry. Unfortunately, unable to do it. Double Randy. That's exactly what he needs right now. That'll be more than enough to defend this. The Randys, of course, incredibly powerful at defending against melee units. And now those yeomen. That's all he needs is that front line of yeomen to hold. And indeed, he'll be fine. The double Randy on the back. The Culverin going to be coming up the rear as well. Meanwhile, we see the outpost being slowly worked down. Very even game, though, through this. Honestly, it's been an even game, but I feel like the army for Anatan is just more population efficient, right? Like, the more often he's fighting at 200 pop versus his opponent, even if they're at 200 pop, like, you're just fighting weaker units. That's the reality. Like, don't get me wrong, okay? Archer's obviously not going to be as strong as the yeoman, but it's the cataphracts. That's the thing that scares me the most. And, like, if you want to counter these big numbers of cataphracts, you're going to need big numbers of Reboldequin, big numbers of spearmen with the Billman upgrade. You're going to need big... I wouldn't even go, like, crossbows or anything. Like, what do you even really make from here? I mean, you could do hand cannoneers. That works, but, like, it's pretty heavy on gold. I mean, I guess you've got the Serpentine Powder upgrade, which is pretty decent against the Cataphract because it doesn't have that charge ability. I mean, it's got the charge ability, but it doesn't have the charge ability. How do I word that correctly? So it's got the trample ability, but not the charge ability. So it can't pull out its little stabby and try and chase you down faster. Now, we do see the yeoman trying to convert here on that Royal Cannon. He's instead going to look to turn towards the archers. Decent numbers. Spearmen towards the front. Not going to hold against that many cavalry units, but he's still going to take the bait. Force them back. Reboldequin goes down. It's being focused by the back line. Royal Cannons and now that Cataphract number. Once again, this is the scary position I was talking about a little bit earlier. You know, how do you deal with these Cataphracts? You've got to keep in mind, they've got 500 health on them. They've got a whole lot of armor as well. Of course, they're nothing. Actually, they've got more health than the Schlatter, but less ranged armor though. I guess that's the other factor. So probably more effective health. Tries to rain it down on the back line, not able to find it. And now those archers and Cataphracts able to hold once again. You can see how hesitant he is to push in. He really wants to pick off those Reboldequins. Just not having a whole lot of luck here. Now moving in once again. He's trying to put down the gold vein. Well, the mining camp on the gold vein. He was like, probably not a good idea. Probably not a good idea. Second town center now up and pumping for Puppy Paw. He's got double mining camp down here. I love that he's thrown down the third mining camp just in case, but we'll worry about that later as we've got ourselves a bit of a battle beginning to unfold towards the center of the map. Earlsguard have continued to make their way out here. They've lost a point of damage, because that keep did fall a little bit earlier. Only 500 stone in the bank, and now that charge, that trample comes through. Unfortunately, a bit of a swing and a miss there, and now the yeomen continue to kite away. Actually, pretty decent damage here. It's always interesting to watch how the damage numbers do stack up, but when you got this many yeomen, we're talking 70 yeomen right here. A little bit of a misclick, potentially. He's moved forward. He's going to try and focus down the Royal Cannon, able to do it. And now that Reboldequin should be able to come up and help out a little bit on the defense. Indeed it is. 33 minutes into the game. Reboldequin still looking strong. Until now. It goes down, but yeomen get big shots on that synchronized shot. Charge comes through. But you can see just how quick these yeomen are. They don't care. They're like, you're charging? That's fine. I'm just going to move to the left. Just to act a little bit like Beyonce, and we're going to be absolutely fine. Once again, that heal comes out, looking to try and keep these cav units a little bit healthier. Of course, they get a little bit of bonus damage as well in the mix, but at the end of the day, the Reboldequin's going to come out, reinforce this position. Of course, we do have the landmark just to the south there, going to be pumping them out constantly. But unfortunately, in the end, the Cataphracts still aren't able to do it. You can't crack this turtle shell. This is a tough puppy. Tough puppy to crack. Though, if you were cracking a puppy, I'm just going to say right now, what's wrong with you? Why would you? It's a puppy. Why would you do that? Especially a puppy's paws, of all things. You monster. You monster attitude. It's all right. We'll forgive him. We'll allow it. It's all a video game. It's all a video game. You're allowed to do whatever you like in a video game, right? Actually, you're not. There's very specific laws about what you can and can't do in a video game. Like, have you ever have you ever seen? I'm not gonna say it. Oh, I'm not gonna say it. It's quite well known though, right? Like, you don't have. You know what? I'm just gonna walk away from here. Anyway, it's nothing too like sour or vague. I'm just saying, like, everybody who has weapons and gets those weapons used upon them in video games is over the age of 18. I guess that was the point I was trying to make. Otherwise, you've just got invincibility on. If you're under the age of 18, you have invincibility cheats turned on. You cannot die. Okay, we got ourselves our first real raiding party of Puppy Paw. A whole bunch of spearmen over here. These guys are preparing to torch the whole place down, but unfortunately they've left the lights on. Anatan gonna be happy with that one. Oh, never mind. He's gone back to turn the lights off. He wants to switch it, but I don't think the archers are gonna allow it. He's gonna step out of here. Still got some time before this actually gets neutralized. Spearman moving towards the north. I guess he doesn't care that much about the sacred site. It's not particularly important to him. It's only a little bit of gold generating over time, but he's gonna send out a couple over here. Should be able to clean it up. We'll be A-okay. Meanwhile, towards the west, Monk on that sacred site. Reboldaquin coming through. They don't even need a front line. They are the front line. Front line, I am the front line. Meanwhile, towards that south side, we do start to see more armies coming through. So, looking to move into the garrison command. Now, keep in mind the garrison command is, where is it? Garrison command, here we go. 8 spearmen and 1 Earl's Guard. So, definitely efficient when it comes to your resource usage. Quite an effective way to actually get spearmen out. So definitely a smart... how long does it take to train those? It's not that long. Yeah, it's not that long. It's only 30 seconds, man. That's pretty damn good. Like, that's a decent amount of units as well when you think about it. Yeah, look at this. A whole bunch of them just all arrive towards the front. Apologies once again. We're missing it. We're missing it. It's all right. We weren't missing it that much. There's not a whole lot of bodies on the floor. Reboldaquin. Beautiful little defense. You can see the cav. More scared than spearmen. More scared of Reboldaquin than they are of spearmen. We've now got that keep on the front line. Reboldaquin sitting beautifully in this little piece, but unfortunately, the archer's able to focus them down. No Mango's here to help defend. Ville's brought up towards this large gold vein. 6.2k still left on it, and Anatan able to run over the top of Puppy Paw in this engagement. Where are all those spears we were looking at? We were waiting for them, watching them make their way up, but unfortunately, it looks like they might have been intercepted. I didn't see exactly what happened there, but we hear the synchronized shot go off. Actually, was that the synchronized shot? I think it must have been the synchronized shot. To me, yeah, it was a synchronized shot. It sounded more like the standard English, you know, the attack speed boost thing that they get. It's not the same sound, is it? It surely wouldn't be the same sound, but that was what my brain immediately defaulted to. Like, when I heard that sound, I was like, pew, 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 pew. Same little, yeah, little bit of a Star Wars-esque sound. Oh, no, it's different, it's different. It's got a lot more volume and body to it. Whatever that might mean. Just making up words here for audio. All the audio engineers like, oh yeah, he's right. Had a lot, that was the vibes. Sorry. We're getting into cursed territory here. We're getting into cursed territory. You know, a little bit of curse is absolutely fine. It's when you get a lot of curse that's when it becomes a cursed cast. So we'll just leave it at that. Nice little stone wall starting to come up. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I feel like there is a distinct lack of stone walls in all the games that we see. You can always have more stone walls. Maybe that's just because I'm like, you know, I started off as a Chinese player and then became an English player. And it's just, my playstyle's very much focused around, like, being a defensive guy, having a super big army and a super big economy, and whoa, it's cool like that. That was a beautiful shot. He's still got a lot of archers out here with very low health, though. Good kiting coming in. And once again, this is the power of the yeoman, able to run away from those cavalry units in the event they get charged or trampled upon. Let's go with trample. And I love this. I love this so much when the siege comes forward. And you know it's the wrong move, but you just, unfortunately, you just don't see it until it's too late. Until they start copping arrows to the face. I used to have 2 wheels until I copped an arrow to the face. I think that's how the old saying goes. It's not. Yeoman versus archers. Look at the spear reinforcements. Dude, Puppy Paw just printing all of a sudden. He's still pumping from the wingard, right? Right, Puppy Paw? He doesn't have the resources for it. He's really struggling to keep it up. But now, once again, those yeomen getting decent value. Looks like they've taken out about 6 or 7 archers back here. Look at that military count. Starting to look a little bit healthier. Treb number on the 1. It's not yet brought out the second one just yet. Earl's Guard attacking underneath here. Cleaning up a couple villages. He's taken out 66 already this game. Quite a bit of a villager count drop. Let's go with that. By the way, we're 39 minutes into this game. It's kind of crazy how fast this game has gone for me. It doesn't feel like we're 39 minutes into the game. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. It feels a bit shorter than that. I would have thought this is like around the 20 29 minutes. Yeah, you could sell me on 29 minutes. I'd believe that. 55 olive groves now online for Anatan, the big dog. He is absolutely cooking with oil. Now we're cooking with oil. Is it now? No, it's now we're cooking with gas. Why would you want to cook with gas, though? I'll be honest. I know that there's no difference, but I just feel like there's a difference, right? Like, when the steak comes out and it's been on the fry pan and it's been on the gas. My wife tells me that she feels like she's got better control of the temperature with the gas. And that's kind of funny because, like, the electric one's literally got, like, a temperature control on it. It's like, well, you're not good with numbers, but you're good with dials. Anyway, I wonder if that's just a her thing. Anyway, spears are now moving into position. The dagger throw comes out from the Earl's Guards, and you can see all of these arrows, these incendiary arrows, just firing off in every direction. The big charge comes in from the Cataphracts, looking to trample every unit below them once again. And now the Hippodrome going to be healing all these units up again. He does not forget, does he? Every single time Anatan is hitting that button, making sure it is clicked. And now we got ourselves a little bit of trouble in paradise as Puppy Paw starts to lose this second keep now, and that's going to further reduce the power of his Earl Guards. You can see that they've only got +10. Only got +10. That's a lot. That's a lot of plus damage. We'll say that right now. Yeoman, Gorman. Oh my lord, that was a lot. I wonder what that number actually was. That must have taken them from like 48 to 35. I'm gonna go with roughly around that number. Yeoman's still trying to fight off. He needs to defend with the Reboldiquins, bring these bad boys forward, but you can see that they're being taken out by the Bombards on the back line. Very well played by Anatan so far, and Puppy Paw is on the ropes in this game. 41 minutes into it, and it looks like he finally might be starting to crank the puppy. The turtle. Let's go with the turtle. The turtle. I don't like the vision, the idea of, like, you got this big rock and you're just like... Sorry, that was so loud, dude. That was unnecessarily loud. Why did we just do that? Oh my god, I hurt my own ears, dude. I can hear that. Traitors being caught out. A little bit of Earl's. Why was that so? Sorry. Oh gosh, I should edit that in post, man. That was really. It was me with two hands with a big rock, just clocking this turtle right here. But I mean, even at this stage of the game, Puppy Paw is still arguably holding, which is the scary part, right? Like, the Cataphracts are really yet to finish it off. Abbasid are going to be coming out again shortly. He's looking to start stacking those bad boys up. Now, oh, he's got Sipahi in queue. In fact, he's got 3 sets of Sipahi in queue. Abbasid are in queue somewhere. Now, over towards that east side. Raid's still coming through. He's just being annoying out here. He's actually managed to secure the other side just to grab a little bit of wood. It's the stealth forest I'm after, Your Honor. Was that a stealth forest? Yeah, it was a stealth forest. Cataphracts coming across. We'll check in with Anatan and see how he's doing. Doesn't really have a lot of vision over here. There are still forests that he can actually take. Wood lines. How much does he actually have in the way of wood over here? There's still a fair bit of wood, but it definitely feels like he doesn't have control. That is for sure. Like, if we check in with Puppy Paw, yeah, he doesn't have a whole bunch of vision out here. Sees the Sipahi, though, coming through. And now looking to work down the wooden wall on the backside. Spearman moving into position. Unfortunately, that wall's going to go down unless villagers get there to repair. They need to get there quickly. Cannon emplacement still firing off. Spears have gone the wrong way. That's okay. It's not really. The Cataphracts are going to be able to take it out. Meanwhile, towards the front, plenty of infantry. Unfortunately, those Cataphracts, they don't have the charge, so they're going to be quite slow going through here. 1.62 movement speed. And now... I love that they're a little bit faster now, but the noticeable lack of a charge is really still hurting them. Elite Sipahi coming through on the other side. Cataphracts on one side. Meanwhile, he's done a good job of splitting them up. Infantry towards the center, still working their magic. Royal Cannons. Taking out the rallied infantry. How are we doing on those numbers? You can see he's still chasing them around with the Spearmen here. Able to actually make a connection. 1.56 speed versus the 1.62, so just a slight bit slower than those Cataphracts. Unfortunately, won't ever catch them if they were going to do like a marathon or something like that. Actually, no, I take that back. I think a human can outrun a horse. I'm not even kidding you. If I remember correctly, a human can literally outrun anything. That's what we're good at. We're overpowered at running. I remember watching that. I think that was in a video about why humans are overpowered. Because we have sweat. Sweat's super powerful. Super OP. But you know what else is super OP? Let's see it. Synchronized shot. Give it to me, baby. 43 of the world's best. There's no real decent mass to actually fire down on. We actually haven't seen a split come through yet from Puppy Paw where he focuses on multiple angles or areas. There's the first shot that oh my look at that dude. I say it and he does it. Thank you, Puppy Paw. He's listening. He is listening. He's hearing exactly what I'm saying. And you can see how much he's thinned out this back line because of it. He's hit about 6 over here, about 6 over there. Beautifully done by Puppy Paw. Exactly when he needed to do it as well. And now looking to hold on once again. Archer numbers still looking pretty healthy. Royal Cannons, tell you what, it would be lovely to take them out. But now Puppy Paw feels almost a little bit overzealous as the Hippodrome's going to start healing. Big charge under the left flank, the right flank. Now working down these yeomen. How is he going to deal with these cataphracts and Sipahi? The Sipahi, the damage dealers, the cataphracts, the tanks. I mean, at the end of the day, the cataphract's still obviously doing quite a bit of damage, plus 39 over here, compared to the Sipahi. Where's my Sipahis at? I think we got one Sipahi in here. I mean, they're doing 43 damage against ranged units, so technically they're doing more. So come at me. Don't at me, bro. But once again, I love how he falls back into this little position, and it's just impossible for him to go into this. I think maybe if you got a bit more siege, like mangoes or something like that, then you could probably start raining on this parade a bit more. But even then, like, you got to remember, this is a tournament game, right? Like, these guys are fighting tooth and nail, tooth and bone, I think it's tooth and nail. They're really fighting. They're fighting as hard as they can to win these games just because they're tournament games. That's what counts, right? There is money on the line. There's points on the line in these tournament games. And by the way, if you haven't already, make sure you check out EGC TV. It's happening this weekend, 15 GMT, Saturday and Sunday. Of course, I'll be leaving a link in the description to where you can drop a follow and get that notification so that, you know, maybe you're sitting there on the couch, scrolling TikTok. By the way, oh my Lord, one of my friends sent me an Instagram reel the other day. Dude, that thing is like, dude, it's so, we're talking about overpowered. That is overpowered. Dude, how does it make you just lose track of time? I think I was scrolling for like 30 minutes. I don't even use the application, dude. And it knew exactly what I wanted. Anyway, Spearman now. Spearman towards that top side. Turn around, Spearman. We're going to get eaten. Somebody needs to stop all of these cataphracts. Look at the number of cataphracts he's got here as well. He is going to absolutely eat House of Lancaster alive. He's going to head into the stealth forest and hope he can make it out. But unfortunately, plenty of vision still coming through. Yeoman onto the back line. Decent coverage. It's only about 4 of them. The number still not high enough. Definitely not high enough. Now going to try and focus it down, but once again, reinforcements continue to come out. He's not over. The fat lady ain't singing. He's still maxing out. 196. Look at the food count compared to Anatan. Doing something similar. About 1,900 food. I guess at this point, 1,900 versus 0 food. Really not much of a difference. But yeah, man, I tell you what. Those algorithms, dude, they just know you so well, don't they? It's crazy, man. I guess, like, I was Googling it. I'm like, how do they know so much? And it's like, because they're tracking you on all your websites, and they can like link it to you, and they know, and that everyone's got a unique ID just based on like the resolution of their monitor and like the sound, the audio connections to the computer's got and the names on them. It's like, you could just tell. It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, dude. Anyway. You know what else is crazy? These cataphract numbers. Revoltaquins to save the day. Will it be enough? Oh, he's got 4 sets of Revoltaquins. Randy, now is your time. You must make it, Randy. Oh, he brings them all forward and says, hey, come on, get out of here. Silk bowstrings still not in play just yet. He's only got that 5 range. Does he really not have silk bowstrings just yet? Because he's coming forward so... He doesn't have silk bowstrings. Get silk bows. Somebody tell Anatan, one of the world's best players, to get silk bowstrings, please. Makes your life a lot easier around Revoltaquins, Anatan. Means that, I mean, he's still absolutely dismantling him on this defense. I mean, we're kind of seeing it go both ways though, right? Like whenever either player pushes, it just seesaws back and forth from one side to the other. Anyway. Back to the TikTok talk. I mean, it wasn't TikTok, it was Instagram Reels, but it's all the same thing, right? At the end of the day, they're all doing the same thing. Crazy, man, crazy. I understand how my wife can just scroll there for hours every day now. It's like, bro, that shit, it's wild. It's wild. But let's just leave it at that. Anyway, let's move on. We got more of these bad boys coming in. The gunpowder contingent on the way. Oh, not a lot of yeomen going to help out with that little shot. And Puppy Paw, where is your infantry? Let's right on board with the infantry. We got ourselves a little bit of a side attack over here. Have we got a sneaky siege workshop somewhere? It doesn't look like it. Is it all the way back here? No, he's just, where does that even come from? Meanwhile, towards the front, I mean, these guys are still fighting it out. We right on board with Anatan. Oh, big yeoman. No, small yeoman. He's got a decent number of them. Oh, Last one goes down. Yeah, I think that's the trouble with the trouble that you've got with the Reboldaquin is like, I think you need to pair them with mangonels, and he just hasn't done that yet, unfortunately, in this game. Spearman number still quite low here. He's at 27 spears, so got to be cautious about getting them picked off. We do continue to hear more siege over towards that east side. Vils on the run, on the migration out towards the west. Plenty of Vils out here. We're actually starting to exhaust the map of resources here at this stage. Cataphracts forced back. Spearman number rising. We were wondering where they were. He's up to 36 all of a sudden. Yeoman fire off. Decent, but unfortunately. Oh, he's done the splits. Not a whole lot of damage here. Just a little bit. Just a little bit on the edge. And in the end, I mean, it's all attrition, right? It's all attrition. It just comes down to who's going to be able to keep their head in the game longer than the opponent. It feels more and more like Anatan is going to be the one just because of the cataphract. But at the same time, it's like, this is incredible. I guess the other factor to consider is we did have trade in the game. However, the trade has been neutralized. He doesn't have stone walls here. The wall has been broken. Like, you're not trading. That's the... Oh, you could trade to here, though. I hadn't even thought about that. I mean, it's less favorable, but at the end of the day, like, it's trade, right? You're getting olive oil in there. He's going to try and go for a bit of a push here, but once again, pull back away from this. Expect to see the heal come through. Is he going to do... He's going to do the Hippodrome heal any second. Look at that. Called it like a big dog I am. I knew that was coming through. I could see all the health on these units. I'm like, you know what? That requires a little bit of triumph right there. Nailed it. It's been a while since I've been a Byzantine, man. Still got it. Still got it, baby. 51 minutes into this game, and it still doesn't look like it's going to be going either way. Cataphracts coming through. Actually, spearman count starting to get a little bit lower. He's down on 26 spearmen, but I don't see 26 spears here. How many has he got? He's only got 12, is that right? 12 spearmen, 11 spearmen. Starting to go down. Nice little splits coming through on the House of Lancaster Yeoman. Over towards that west side, we hear attacks underway. It's just the outpost doing its thing. Where did the spearman go? He's down to 19. Where did the spearman go? We need more spearmen. All spearmen to the fore, please. He's got Wingard armies. No, we don't need Wingard armies right now. The last thing we need are trebuchets, my friend. You know what we need? We need more spearmen. Get that retinue out. You know how I know the word retinue? From Manor Lords, dude. We had retinues in... Oh, no, it's not retinue. That's the Earl's retinue. That's the garrison command. Oh, that's not a retinue. Hobblars. Hobblars. Hobblars on the field. We finally see them. The last straw, the last line of defense, the Hobblars of the Lancaster. The Lancastrian Hobblar. It's a rare sighting these days. Often we just see this infantry mass that builds up, but... Unfortunately today, it looks like the Hobbler is going to be riding into defeat. The way this push is going, I tell you what, Anatan is looking scary right now. Cataphract number 23. He's got 8 in queue, and he will be getting those 8 in queue out very, very soon. You can see he's about to actually... Honestly, if he just hit max pop and just wait to push, he would be in a very solid position. As I've said, and I've continued to say all game, the trouble that you've got is these are very powerful units, and they're only one population. So if you're sitting at like 100, the same way that these guys are, this is effectively like 2 units, dude. You gotta remember that. It is just, it's soaking up all that damage. Compared to like a horseman or a hobbler, oh my lord, compared to a hobbler. Yeoman, big shot. Unfortunately, not a whole lot in there. Spear's gonna be brought forward. He's only got 21 on the field. Now looking to work the magic down. Unfortunately, the Reboldaquin's gonna go down. And that's it. That's gotta be it. There's no spears here to defend. All he's going to do is just run straight through this army into the base. He's going to kill everything. And now we finally got that retinue. It's not a retinue, Drongo. That's a garrison command, despite what they want you to think. But they are running in the wrong direction. They're running towards the archers. And with that, I mean, how do you possibly win from this position? Puppy Paw's got so much cavalry in his base. He's going to be dismantled quickly. The villager count, you watch it at the top of your screen. It's 94 at the moment, but have a look how quickly it starts to go down. 93. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. Just keep an eye.